Count the seasons through the window, watch the years drift slowly by. Every spring became another quiet reason asking why. We learned patience in the silence, holding hands through every fall, building hope from tiny moments when it felt we lost it all. Still we left one room untouched, like a promise in the air. Never saying we were giving up, even when life wasn't fair. Some dreams grow slowly, like the dawn. They take their time before they're born. Before you had a name, you were already loved, living in our prayers and every star above. Before you had a name, you changed our lives somehow. We spent years waiting for tomorrow. Now tomorrow starts right now. One quiet morning in September, you smiled through falling tears. No words were needed in that moment, only everything we feared had finally disappeared. I held you like the first sunrise after the longest night we'd known. Every empty space inside us suddenly had found its home. We drove nowhere that afternoon, windows open to the sky, laughing for no reason at all, watching clouds drift by. The longest roads can lead us here, where hope becomes completely real. Before you had a name, you were already loved, living in our prayers and every star above. Before you had a name, you changed our lives somehow. We spent years waiting for tomorrow. Now tomorrow starts right now. One heartbeat can rewrite 1,000 sleepless nights. One little life can heal the silence left behind. We were never empty, we were only waiting for you. Before you had a name, you became our song. Every road we traveled was bringing you along. Before you had a name, you taught us how to see the miracles don't always happen quickly. Sometimes they arrive exactly when they're meant to be. One tiny heartbeat, one brand new horizon. Before we met you, you He laughed about forgotten highways, friends who vanished years ago. Then he tipped his hat and whispered, never stop before you know. I left before the record ended, another street, another door. The city always keeps a secret, waiting underneath the noise. Every stranger carries years, hidden somewhere behind their beer. Between one drink and the next, I borrowed someone else's life. Every bar became a chapter, every goodbye another line. Between one drink and the next, the city sang its truth. Everybody hides a story behind the smoke and neon blue. Second pub near the old station, a woman stared into her wine. She spoke about the sea in winter and love she left behind. A guitar is played in the corner, missing strings but not his soul. 20 people kept on talking, still he gave them all he owned. Outside taxis crossed the puddles, rain was washing every sign. Funny how complete strangers can change the way you see your life. Some names fade, some voices stay long after they've walked away. Between one drink and the next, I borrowed someone else's life. Every bar became a chapter, every goodbye another line. Between one drink and the next, the city sang its truth. Everybody hides a story behind the smoke and neon blue. The bartender looked up smiling, you don't come here for the whiskey. I laughed, I come here for the people who don't know they're writing songs. He poured another glass without another word, like he'd known all along. Between one drink and the next, the night became my guide. Every lonely conversation lit another faded light. Between one drink and the next, I finally understood. The city's greatest melodies were never written down. They were spoken softly across old wooden bars by strangers who would never meet again. The rain kept falling, the pub stayed open, and somewhere another story was waiting for the next empty stool. Conversations fill the silence, but nobody's really there. Blue reflections on the faces, little worlds inside their hands. Every laugh aroused delayed now, like nobody understands. The bartender keeps on smiling, pouring drinks they barely taste. Midnight slowly fills the glasses, while another night goes to waste. We're standing close, but miles apart. Connected wires, disconnected hearts. Blue light eyes, looking everywhere but here, searching through 1,000 voices, while the closest ones disappear. Blue light eyes, lighting up the night. We forgot how people sparkle without another screen inside. The train keeps crossing through the city, every seat is occupied. Someone's crying by the window, no one ever looks outside. A little girl keeps drawing castles, trying hard to catch her dad. He keeps scrolling through tomorrow, missing everything he has. Rain keeps riding on the glass now, neon dances in the streets. Everybody's chasing something, nobody they actually meet. We learned to touch a million screens, but forgot what silence means. Blue light eyes, looking everywhere but here, searching through 1,000 voices, while the closest ones disappear. Blue light eyes, lighting up the night. We forgot how people sparkle without another screen inside. Turn your head, the city's breathing, every heartbeat has a name. Maybe paradise was never lost. We just stopped looking up again. Blue light eyes, finally meet mine. For a second all the neon feels like genuine daylight. Blue light eyes, maybe we're not gone. Maybe all it really takes is putting the phone down before the moment moves on. Before the moment moves on. The rain keeps falling, the city keeps glowing. Someone looks up, someone smiles, and the night feels alive again. The house had learned to whisper, dust had settled on the floor. Every photograph was fading, like the songs he'd sung before. One forgotten wooden wardrobe hadn't opened in decades gone by. like his father spoke once more. Every word still carried echoes of the man the whole world adored. There were no forgotten chords there, only verses left behind. So he reached for his old guitar and let memory keep the time. He never tried to change the story, never wrote another line. He only wrapped those honest words in melodies they couldn't find. The first note filled the old house like the years had disappeared. For a moment, father and son shared the same atmosphere. Time can hide, but never erase the songs that love refuses to replace. 50 years of silence, hidden in the dark. One unfinished song, still beating like a heart. 50 years of silence, waiting to be found. Some voices never leave us, they only change their sound. The crowd believed they heard a legend. One final time, but what they really heard was a song keeping a promise no one knew had ever been made. 50 years of silence, now the record spins. Two generations singing where one story always lived. 50 years of silence, no longer locked away. Some songs don't belong to one lifetime, they simply find another voice along the way. Along the way. The wardrobe stands empty, the paper is gone, but somewhere tonight a father and his son are finally singing the same song. I packed a bag before the sunrise, didn't leave a single note. Every picture on the hallway felt too heavy to hold. Your goodbye still filled the silence, every room still spoke your name. So I traded walls for highways, trying to outrun the pain. Rain kept dancing on the windshield, streetlights blurred into the night. Every mile erased a memory, but not the reason why. Sometimes leaving is all you know when your heart side. In a town I never heard of, I stopped for coffee in the rain. You were laughing by the doorway like the sun had found your name. You asked where I was going, I smiled and said I really don't know. You replied, then keep on driving, that's how the best stories grow. We spent days chasing coastlines, talking through the endless miles. Every broken piece I carried started healing with your smile. The past still whispers now and then, but hope has learned to speak again. I follow broken highways, searching for another sky, thinking every dream had left me the day you said goodbye. But every road keeps turning, even when you can't see why. Sometimes love is waiting on the other side. You never asked me who I used to be, only who I wanted to become. Maybe that's the difference between holding on and finally moving on. We followed open highways with tomorrow in our hands. Every wrong turn led us closer to the life we never planned. The road that broke my old heart brought me back to life somehow. I stopped searching for forever the moment I found you now. Some roads begin where others end. Sometimes the best destination is the one you never planned. The city shimmered in the rainfall, neon running through the streets. You were standing by the jukebox like a song I never meet. No introductions, no excuses, just a glance across the room. Two strangers speaking with their silence while the midnight started to bloom. Outside taxis crossed the pavement, smoke was rising through the air. You reached softly for my jacket like we'd always ended there. No questions asked, no names to learn. Some fires exist only to burn. A room without tomorrow, one borrowed night, one borrowed sky. We kissed before the world could find us, like we never had to say goodbye. A room without tomorrow, no promises to keep. Some hearts only cross for one night before returning to the street. Before returning to the street. Morning painted through the curtains, coffee cooling by the bed. Neither one of us was searching for the words we never You smiled softly at the doorway, picked your coat up from the chair. The hallway swallowed both our footsteps, leaving nothing but the air. I watched your shadow reach the corner, then disappear into the rain. Some stories are meant to continue, they're beautiful because they end. The shortest roads can change a life without a map, without a goodbye. A room without tomorrow, one borrowed night, one borrowed sky. We kissed before the world could find us, like we never had to say goodbye. A room without tomorrow, no promises to keep. Some hearts only cross for one night before returning to the street. Maybe somewhere, another lifetime, we would learn each other's names. But this one belonged to silence and the rain outside the window pane. A room without tomorrow still lives inside my mind. Not every love is meant forever, some are only passing lights. A room without tomorrow, where time refused to stay. We never saw each other again, yet I've never forgotten that rainy day. No photograph, no last embrace, just two strangers who changed one night forever. She left her keys beside the doorway, one old suitcase, one guitar, a photograph inside her pocket, and a map without a mark. Everybody said be careful, dreams don't pay the bills, they'd say. She just smiled into the sunrise and caught the first train out that day. Every station sang a promise, every highway called her name. She wasn't chasing fame or fortune, she was chasing the flame. Some hearts belong to open skies, some dreams refuse to compromise. She chose the road, she chose the sound, trading certainty for another town. She chose the road, she chose the lights, a million strangers singing through the night. She gave her world to rock and roll, and somehow found her soul. Found her soul. London pubs and smoky basements, Berlin rooftops after dark, Dublin bars with old musicians leaving songs inside her heart. Every stage became a classroom, every crowd another friend. Inside the world kept moving forward. Cars and strangers filled the streets. Inside one quiet little room, every heartbeat felt complete. She traded dreams for endless mornings, forgot the life she used to know. If love could carry someone's future, she'd never let him go. When hope grew small, she stood up tall, holding on. Find his way. Every smile became a victory. Every sunrise meant one more day. She celebrated tiny moments the world would overlook her way. She learned the language of courage, hidden in the smallest things. A quiet life, a stronger heartbeat, the joy tomorrow brings. Though the nights were long and restless, she never let him see her cry. She became the light beside him when darkness filled the sky. Some heroes wear no crown at all, they simply rise. Believing. She stood through the storm until the clouds grew thin, showing him that even broken hearts can always rise again. She stood through the storm with hope inside her eyes, teaching him that love is stronger than the like an endless fire. I know every cracked sidewalk, every porch that still creaks loud, every kid who throws a tennis ball, every face inside the crowd. The butcher slips me little pieces. Oh, Miss Carter calls my name. The bartender shuts the shutters. Every night, just the same. I don't care about your money. I don't care who's right or wrong. I just follow every heartbeat like another midnight song. Every street has another story. Every scent remembers glory. I'm the dog who knew every street, running where the headlights fade. Every corner keeps a secret. Every shadow knows my name. The dog who knew every street, never needed maps to roam. Funny how 1,000 places can all become one home. I watched lovers stop talking outside Murphy's after dark. Seen old soldiers feed the pigeons down beside the city park. Heard guitars behind the garages, felt the thunder shake the ground. Watched the preacher hug the mechanic when nobody else was around. Little Lucy left for college. Her father cried behind the shed. Nobody ever saw it happen, except the dog they always fed. You tell your lies, you hide your pain, but every road smells just the same. I'm the dog who knew every street, running where the headlights fade. Every corner keeps a secret. Every shadow knows my name. The dog who knew every street, never needed maps to roam. Funny how 1,000 places can all become one home. The years keep changing faces. Storefronts disappear, but loyalty doesn't measure time. It simply stays right here. When everyone is rushing, trying to be calm, I'm still chasing sunsets just because they're fun. I'm the dog who knew every street, watching generations grow. Every goodbye, every reunion, more than people ever know. The dog who knew every street, still running through the rain. Tomorrow morning I'll wake up and do it all again. No crown, no fame, just muddy paws. And every street still knows my name. The rain kept tapping on the window while the whole town fell asleep. An old board spread across the table, garden promises we'd keep. Tiny houses painted soldiers, wooden dice inside time ago. We only cared whose turn was next. We played like forever was waiting down the hall, like tomorrow couldn't find us, like we never grow at all. Oh, the game we never finished still waits inside my mind. Some nights I hear those dice still rolling. Some memories never leave behind. Years move faster than we noticed. Schools and cities changed our names. Different roads and different skylines. Different dreams, familiar rain. The old house stands a little quieter. Dust now covers every shelf. That forgotten game still waiting, like it never moved itself. I still know exactly where you sat, near the window by the light, laughing every time I cheated, pretending not to mind. Some victories don't matter now. Some moments mean everything somehow. We played like forever was waiting down the hall, like tomorrow couldn't find us, like we'd never grow at all. Oh, the game we never finished still waits inside my mind. Some nights I hear those dice still rolling. Some memories never leave behind. Maybe growing up is leaving pieces of yourself on old wooden tables, where laughter still echoes long after everyone has gone home. We played like forever was something we could keep, hidden in a cardboard box beneath forgotten dreams. Oh, the game we never finished was never meant to end, because every time I remember, you sit across from me again, rolling one more chance, like we always did. The rain still falls, the board still waits, and somewhere it's still your turn. loudest moments fade away. It's often quiet things that stay, the things that stay. Never ask for much, a hand to hold, a warm embrace, a voice you trust. The things that stay don't shine like gold. They're little pieces of your heart that never grow old. Grandma showed me faded pictures, corn that's bent from passing years. Every wrinkle held a story, every smile had dried some tears. She said we chased so many sunsets, thinking happiness was far. Then we found it in the kitchen, laughing just the way we are. The old clock kept on ticking softly, nothing hurried, nothing rushed. Funny how the smallest moments can become the biggest ones. You'll count your memories, not your things. You'll remember songs more than rings, the things that stay. Never ask for much, a hand to hold, a warm embrace, a voice you trust. The things that stay don't shine like gold. They're little pieces of your heart that never grow old. Years will steal your favorite places, names may fade from old photographs, but kindness travels far beyond the time we're given to look back. The things that stay are simple after all. Morning coffee, rainy windows, phone calls in the fall. The things that stay will guide you home. Long after all the noise has faded, you'll never walk alone. The porch is quiet, the swing still moves, and every sunset brings me back to the two voices that taught me how